Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Wow. What could go wrong went wrong. That should be the title of the video. What could go wrong went wrong for me this week. 842 boys. Oh man. Injuries have just been the focal point of my life in the last 2 weeks. And they have finally just... yeah. Dropped down to 892. Look, it's not the end of the world. It's one round. We're all good. Things are in place. The team still looks good. There's nothing wrong with the side. Big trades this week. A lot of talking points. Like, there's going to be a lot of, like, chats around what to do with Ola Kawatu, what to do with Kalamatangi, what to do with Hiroti, what to do with... mate, the list goes on. So stay tuned because we're going to go over it all and we're going to have a look at the options and we're going to have a look and we're going to see what we're going to do. But we're all good. The rank's 892. The world has not collapsed. As much as the Soy Boys celebrated... they celebrated on the streets with soy that I had a bad round. Think about how crazy that actually is, guys. I've got people out there that are like dying for me to fail. They're on the edge of their seat. They're like, oh my God, please score poorly so it makes my week. Very low testosterone. Righto. Anyway, boys, let's get into it. Game day. We'll kick off with the most recent and we'll go through. So obviously the Doggies and the Bulldogs. Man, that was so weird. I don't think we've ever seen... well, for me, I can't remember the last time that there's been like a break in the game from lightning. I mean, maybe once in the last like 4 or 5 years. Yeah, if you remember and you put it in the comments, because that was a first. That would have disrupted the players, like, everything about that game. It would have been completely disrupted. 10 minutes before half-time, so they went off for half an hour, came back on for 10 minutes, then came back off again for another 15. So, yeah. Kick out with 109. Montoya with a 108. Karaz, man, 93. Like, I wanted to get Karaz in this week, or last round, so badly, but I went with Marky Mark purely because of Karaz's bye this week. Now, the plan for me is to get Karaz next week after their bye, to go Asako up to Karaz, but man, I should have just got Karaz, because that extra 93 would have just helped that little bit more, you know what I mean? But anyway, the reason why I went Marky Mark over Karaz is obviously to fund me getting Tedesco in this week. So, can't all complain. Galvin with a 70. He's genuinely looking like a very good option. I can see a world where I will be getting him in soon. Possibly next week. I honestly think at 477k, I could go Munster down to Galvin, pocket like 230k, and that would do a lot. Galvin is a genuine option. Like, if you're looking to get a player in that's going to be not impacted by Origin over the next few weeks, blah blah blah, Galvin's your man. And I honestly think Galvin can get up to 600, 650k pretty quickly now that he's bottomed out in price. 57 break even. I really like Galvin at 477k. The rest of the boys pretty irrelevant. Over on South, Captain Kalamatangi, 73. He went off with a fractured eye socket as well as copping the HIA. Like, that extra 10 minutes that he could have been on the field could have been an extra 12 points, which would have been an extra, like, 24 points as a captain. Didn't get him. It's just piling up, man. The bad luck is just really hammering down. But we don't let bad luck derail the season. It's 1 week. 1 week, boys. So, going through, AJ, 55. He got another try, man. Far out. He just keeps going. Ewan Aiken with a 48. I'm glad that I faded him. Yeah, the rest of the boys, very irrelevant. Now, this is the game. This is the game. Do you know what I mean? This is the game that was very frustrating. I went Asako instead of Herbie because I wanted that extra cash to bring Tedesco in this week, as well as like my other trade, not going Karaz. It was all a part of the plan. And then halfway through the game, I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, they are just not going right at all. They're just going left every single time, over and over and over again. Asako got like 34 points in goals. I'm just very glad that he scored 34 in goals and managed to get 50 somehow. 84. Look, yeah, very frustrating, especially when you don't own Herbie and you're watching there. And then obviously he gets given that try on a platter. 150 points, man. It's the little things. It's the little things. And, you know, if I didn't go Asako and I went Herbie, that's an extra 80 points. And instead of dropping down to 890, I probably would have only dropped down to like 700, 600. Anyway, guys, Herbie is going to be he is very expensive. 815k, break even of 24. Yeah. If he tons up this week, he's going to be 875k with a low break even again. Will the try scoring dominance continue? Probably, because I don't own him this week. So, moving on, there's no real point. Man, can we just have a quick chat? A quick chat, guys, about Katawa. I think he's the next SJ, and I think that there's a world where he could be better. But to be able to compare a young kid to someone like SJ and think that he's going to be the same as him, man, the Dolphins are going to have to try really hard to keep him at that club, because he is a genuine out-and-out gun going forward. Very, very talented footballer. Yeah, not much doing there. Man, the Cows got pumped, hey. There's nobody to talk about. Drinky with a 33. Fuck. There's nobody to talk about in the Cows side. Sorry, guys. Murray, yeah, not happening for me. Knights and Roosters. Lucas with a typical 82 points. Man, he just keeps doing it, eh? He just keeps doing it. He's going to be the number 1 2RF come end of season. I guarantee it. It's either going to be him or Hudson Young. I'm going to say Hudson, but Lucas is not going to be far off. Teddy with a 97. It was a tough watch. Man, it was a tough watch. Hated not owning him for that round, but look, I was going into this week thinking that Teddy's going to go like 140, 150, just destroy the Knights. A 97's great for people who own him. It sucks not owning him, but it could have been so much worse. He's in my side now, so don't have to fucking worry about that one. Marky Mark with a 48. He's just going to be like a step above Billy Smith. He's now got back-to-back 40s. If he doesn't score a try, that's where it's going to be. Yeah, I got him in for a reason. Roosters will probably come home strong, and I think he obviously will continue to score tries, but just have to cop those, those scores there. Roosters, man, that try. Look, guys, I'm just going to say this quickly. I understand the rule around any part of your body touching the football for it to be deemed a try. Not any part. Obviously, if your toe touches it, it's not a try. But anything above, your torso or whatever it is, I can't get around that ruling. He had absolutely no control of that ball. He went in, missed the ball, missed it, and somehow they were like, oh yeah, that's a try. So his attempt to actually get the ball was missed. He then had no control over the ball, and they still said, yeah, that's a try. Anyway, guys, I don't think that should be a try. Let me know in the comments what you think. I think that you should be able to have complete control over the ball if you want to be given a try. It's pretty self-explanatory. Moving on. Titans and Manly. Manly shit the bed. My final time, like, I understand, and this is going to get ridiculed. I know I said this before, that I wouldn't touch Turbo ever again. I know I said it. And I brought him in. But I think we need to have a discussion now about whether or not it's time for Turbo to get on a plane and just go to England. Because it's just not happening for him anymore, mate. It's just not happening. Yeah. It's unfortunate. He's one of those players that he could have been one of the greatest players of all time. And he is just made of glass. And it's not... He didn't get injured on the weekend. But he is just not even remotely close to what he used to be. Not even remotely close. Yeah. Look... I don't even know what to say about it. I traded him in and it was an absolutely horrific trade-in. Anyway, guys, Garrick with a 93. DCE was very heavily traded in for a 55. I just don't like the look of Manly at the moment. Now Ola Kawatu's gone for at least 4 to 6 weeks. Yeah. I think Manly's going to struggle. I reckon they're going to struggle to make the 8. I really, really do. JC with an 87. Furman with a 67. He's an option that I want to look at, even though I traded him out a few weeks due to him being into the Origin side. But he's a genuine shout. Like, he's down to 588k now with a dual. Like, he could be someone that I could go Hubner up to. He's definitely someone that I'm looking at because there's really not much going on in 2RF. There really isn't. We'll keep going anyway. Sharks, Dragons. Dragons absolutely shit the bed again. Like, they were up 18... What was it? 18-6 at half time. Just ice the game, boys. Do you know what I mean? Just ice the game. Just control the rock. Kick the game in. You know what I mean? Like, it's just... It's so frustrating as a Dragons supporter that there are so many games this season where it's like we lose 3 games by 1 point. 3 games by 1 point. We lead 18-6 at half time. We then concede fucking 24 points in the second half. It's like, I understand that there's a lot of injuries at play right now and like we've lost almost 4 or 5 decent players out of our side. And we've got a kid in our halves. But come on, man. It's hard. It's real hard being a Dragon supporter at times. Sharks, Nikora with a 108. Nikora is a genuine option for me. I'm going to be looking at Nikora this week, especially with Ola Kawatu going down. It's going to be possibly Ola Kawatu down to Nikora. I really like the Sharks run home. And I think Sharks, yes, they look poor, but they are, like, they're a good enough side to click. And I think if you're looking at attacking upside for the run home, let's just have a look, right, at their run home, right? If this wants to load, doesn't want to load. So we'll just have a look at the Sharks run home. Doesn't want to load. Give me 1 sec. I'm just going to pull it up on my phone. That's so strange. So, For the Sharks, for the run home, they've got round 21, Souths, Cowboys, Dragons, Titans, Knights. I think owning Nikora through that period is going to be fantastic. So he's definitely someone that I'm going to be looking at getting in. Katawa with a 107, Brayley with a 102. Brayley's looking really, really good. He is running the ball quite a lot. Trinder with a 70, Hines 57, man, far out. VC. I thought to myself, I'm like, what better matchup for Hines? What better matchup? You're playing a reserve grade Dragon side. Thursday night, bounce back game after last week. Practically full strength instead of Iro. Gone are the days where Hines is labelled a must-have. Gone. They're gone. Traded in Hiroti with an amazing 14. Oh, it's just like, how many... You just have to laugh, eh? You just have to laugh. Oh my God, you just have to laugh. How many injuries is that now? I lost Lehigh, Tamale, Iro, Hiroti, Olakau'atu, and I think there's one more. All in the space of 6 weeks. All in the space of 2 weeks. Anyway, guys, let's have a chat. We'll have a quick chat about what we're going to be doing with my side. Righto. Now, so obviously, Tarpany comes into the starting side now. We're going to be playing with May and Tarpany up front. Starling and Remy Smith. I'm going to go Starling purely because they're off the bye. Well, they're both off the bye, but I think Starling is he just has that little bit more upside than Riley Smith, sorry. I keep saying Remy Smith. Tino can be a reserve if he backs up, but we're just going to have to wait and see. Now, Kalamatangi's out with a fractured eye socket, so he sits on the pine there. I'm going to be holding him. Because he's going to be either A ticket to Payne Haas for the end of season, or B, he gets his duel and he scores similar to Payne Haas anyway on the run home. So I'm going to be holding him. He's not going to be leaving my side. Olakau'atu is going to be the one that's going to drop out. There's going to be a lot of options to talk about with Olakau'atu. It's just going to be what your preference, but let's just have a quick chat about who I believe are the top 3 options to downgrade or upgrade Hudson Young to. So if we have a look at 5-round average, obviously you've got Kikau, you've got Aaron Clark, Pat Carrigan you don't want to go near because he's playing Origin. Preston is a genuine shout. Now, if you're keen, if you've got a good side this week and you're not real keen to make trades, I would personally hold off on trading Olakau'atu, and I would go Olakau'atu to Preston next week. That's all I'm saying. I think Preston is the number 1 option to trade Olakau'atu to. That doesn't mean I'll be doing it. Everyone's side's different, but Preston is number 1. Nikora is number 2 in my opinion. Down there, so you got Nikora, and then you've got and Bo Firma. Those are my 3 top options for Olakau'atu. Preston, Nikora, and Bo Firma. So we'll put Olakau'atu back in because we're undecided on what we're going to be doing. Now, Cleary. Cleary is most likely going to go down to Hughes, because then that gives me the 406k to go to, turbo straight up to Teddy. Now, I don't think that there's any other real proper options that people should go to outside of Hughes. I think obviously you've got Katawa, the Dolphins variety, Katawa. Outside of Katawa and Hughes, I don't trust any of the other players, and I think I'm just going to go with Hughes for the upside straight away. I think this week they've got Souths without Kalamatangi, possibly without Latrell again. So I think Hughes is going to feast this weekend, and he's a genuine shout. for even a VC or a C. So he's in there. Teddy's in there. Now, Sharp comes in. There's obviously like injury concerns around Sharp, but AOB said that he's going to be playing. Take that with a fucking grain of salt, because AOB doesn't understand what he's doing on a daily basis, let alone anything else. So, Sharp, Lomax, Asako, Marky Mark. Now, Lomax plays Sunday night, so I'm pretty confident that Lomax will back up. Wednesday night, they've got almost a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 3.5 day turnaround. Obviously, a flight home from Perth too. That's a few hours, but let's be honest, a 4.5 hour flight or a 5 hour flight isn't going to destroy a pro athlete's mentality. So, it depends. He might cop a knock and I will get fisted in the butthole come Sunday. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. Yeah. So right now, those are the two trades that I could be making. We'll just chuck the reserve on Tino. We'll chuck the reserve on Nico. We'll chuck the reserve on Munster, because I believe he could also back up. And the reserve on Drinky. So, see how we go. If worse comes to worse, I have a boost left. And the boost can be used on Olakau'atu to the 2RF that I decide on. And that's about it. Alright? Let me know in the comments how you guys went. Let me know if you're fielding a 17 this week. I think it's going to be very, very hard. I think people are going to struggle this week. I really, really do. See a lot of people trading out Olakau'atu, Keon, Harodi, Billy Smith. A lot of people are trading in Bostock. Man, good luck. I know he's going to make like bang cash, but yeah. Hudson Young. I don't understand people trading in Hudson now. He's probably going to miss 3 of the next like 4 games. Yeah. See, Nicaragua, number 5, most traded in, not in my side. Yeah. I'll be looking at that very, very carefully. Righto, guys. Thank you very much all for tuning in. Let me know how you went. Leave a like. It helps the channel. And yeah, good luck for this weekend. And bounce back week for Degenerate Supercoach this week after an absolute bed shit. Righto. See you guys.